These 5 wide receivers I'm looking to sell off heading into week 8 of the fantasy football season. The first guy's Julio Jones. I said it last week, try to sell him. And I'm telling you this week again, he's still not 100%. We saw him on the sidelines stretching out that hamstring quite a few times. Him taking off in between plays. He was limited in practice yesterday, but it looks like he's good to go. But with a guy at his age and that wear and tear on his body over the many seasons he's been in this league, that hamstring could go at any time. So Julio Jones, his value is back up there where it should be after 2 great games in fantasy. So Julio Jones, I'd go out there and try to sell him. You can maybe get a number 2 receiver and a 2 running back for him, which is not a bad deal because that hamstring worries me, and I'm sure it worries Julio Jones' owners. Yes, he could have big games, but then he also could have a big injury with this hamstring that could keep him out for an extended period of time. So go out there and try to trade Jones, but try to get good value also, and don't get ripped off. The second guy is another guy with a hamstring injury and a big name, but I don't know if he's coming back either. He was on the list last week, and I'm going to continue to keep him on the list. And that's Michael Thomas. He's got the hamstring, grade 1 strain. He's in question for this week as well versus Chicago, and I think he's going to be out again, and even week 9. A big guy like this, these hamstrings, you don't know what's going to happen. And they got Tampa in week 9, so I definitely see him being out this week and them saving him up for Tampa. So you got Thomas obviously in the first round, and he's already missed 8 weeks for you if he misses this week. So Thomas, the owner's frustrated. His record might not be that good, 3-4 or 2-5, whatever. So I'm going out there and I'm trying to get whatever I can of any good value for Michael Thomas. And I just seen him traded in one league for James Conner and CeeDee Lamb. That's a good haul for a guy that you don't know when he's coming back. Yeah, he was great last season, but things in fantasy and in football, change season to season, even week to week. So if I have Michael Thomas, I'm looking to deal him. That's for sure. This guy, he's made his money now, and I don't know if he's that motivated to get back on the field of injury or not. The third guy I'm looking to sell, and he's been a dud now since Nick Foles has come in at quarterback, is Allen Robinson. The last 2 games, he's been pretty bad, 10 and 11 fantasy points. And then he's got New Orleans and Tennessee coming up. So Robinson, he was putting up those monster games in the first 5 weeks with Trubisky, who's a gunslinger in there. Nick Foles seems like he's scared to get that ball downfield, and we know Robinson is a deep ball threat more than a route runner. So Robinson, I'm looking to trade him. I was never a big Allen Robinson fan, and if you have him, go out there and deal him. Maybe you could get something better for him, or him and something else in package for a DK Metcalf. That's a move I definitely would make. And now Robinson also a little banged up, it looks like, too. So Robinson, he's a low-end 2 receiver, I think, with Nick Foles. If Trubisky somehow gets back in his quarterback, which I doubt because the Bears are still 5-2, then Robinson's value will go up. But right now, I'm looking to sell him off and get something of decency for him. The 4th receiver I'm looking to sell off is Cooper Kupp. Just another mediocre performance yesterday by Kupp versus a good Bears D. But the last 3 weeks now, Kupp hasn't done much. 11 fantasy points, 4 points, and then 12 last night. Now he's got Miami in the bye, so Cooper Kupp just hasn't been there for him this season. He's only had 1 monster breakout of a 27-point fantasy game in week 3. So Cooper Kupp, I would go out there and try to get rid of him. He's just not getting the targets. It's a run-first offense again. It looks like they're in Los Angeles with the Rams when they had Todd Gurley. Now they're doing it with Darrell Henderson and Malcolm Brown over there in the backfield and targeting the tight ends more. So, yeah, Cooper Kupp, I don't know if he's going to have those big games this year. So go out there and sell him before you can't get nothing for him. He's the 4th receiver I'm selling. And the 5th and final guy I'm going to go out there and sell is Deonte Johnson. We saw him have a 15 target, 9 catches, 80-yard and 2 touchdown game versus Tennessee, but there's so many mouths to feed there in Pittsburgh. You got Chase Claypool, who was held to 1 catch. That's not going to happen. Juju Smith-Schuster, he had 9 catches for 85 yards. It was good to see him get back in the fold with that offense. But Deonte Johnson, 15 targets. That's not going to happen again over there. And he was hurt for 2 weeks. And Johnson, I don't know. I just don't trust him. I have him in a couple leagues, and I'm not, all excited to start him each and every week. So Johnson had a big game this week. He was the 3rd performing receiver, and I go out there and sell him high. You can maybe get a good running back or something, or even if the Zeke owner is frustrated, you go out there, trade Johnson and a minor running back piece like Gaskin to get a Zeke. That's something I would be looking to do. So that's 5 running backs I'm looking to sell and sell high this week, heading into week 8 of the fantasy football season.